Let's refine it further. Let's refine it further.
We'll make it mad, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch, where passion meets. From the start to the top, we can't be beat. Double clutch, we're Mike and Matt. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch with Mike and Matt. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track.
Let's refine it further.
We Mike and Matt, lead the way.
Let's refine it further.
We're here to stay. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch, we're Mike and Matt. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track.
Let's refine it further. Let's refine it further.
Always on track. We'll make it back. With the clutch, double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track.
Yo, what it do?
What's poppin', baby? Let's get it, man. It's time to go, man. Oh, I'm sitting here trying to find look up the episode so I could be in the chat. I'm trying to get in the chat. And my doggone phone is tripping out. But I think I'm about to. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, man, what's good, man? What's good?
And chilling, man. First off, welcome to the show, everybody, man. Appreciate y'all showing up, showing out, showing love. Really appreciate y'all in the chat. But man, I'm cooling it, man. It's been a pretty busy week as always, per usual. How about you?
Man, it's been one of those a grinding week for sure. Man, just a lot of stuff with work and then a lot of stuff with the animals. We're currently right now in a transition of I got somebody coming to pick up one of these tortoises that I got on Sunday.
Okay.
And the boa constrictor that I have.
Okay.
We're probably we're still gonna do some of our like party stuff, but we're kind of transitioning. I'm really trying to hyper focus on my ball python stuff because I might need some room to expand. But at the same time, with the real estate stuff going on now, that takes up my weekend. So we really can't do a lot of parties on weekends and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'll still keep like my retic and boa and my tegu. They ain't going nowhere. Are not my boa, but my retic berm and tegu. But as far as all the other little stuff that I had just for parties, kind of giving out to the 4-H. I got some people that are in the 4-H. They're coming to get it, some of the stuff. So yeah, man, just trying to get that stuff into some good homes so I can hyper focus on, taking care of the family with the real estate stuff, but also expand the ball pythons and hyper focus on that too. I can't have too many streams, man. I gotta narrow it down a little bit. So,
yeah, that's what's up, man. Sometimes you just have to go back and refine things, man, and just adjust to what's needed at that specific moment. But that's what's up. Yeah, I've been pretty busy too. Obviously, like work and stuff like that. That's been crazy busy. This is the busy time of the year for me, so that's relatively consistent. This is the busiest time of year for me from probably like mid-January to about mid to late June. And so definitely a lot going on in that space. And then as far as the snake stuff, I don't got like a lot breeding wise going on right now because this is usually a slower time for me breeding wise. I don't even maybe I've had one lock in 2025. I don't really think so because I haven't been doing a bunch of pair because whenever I did the baseline ultrasounds, most of the girls wasn't that far along. The girls who was far along, I got some late locks on them, like late 2024, and it's a few of those that's gonna go for me. I think I'm still waiting on like 3 clutches. I got 3 girls that have had their prelay shed, so waiting on 3 clutches, and then got a couple clutches in the incubator. Obviously, getting prepared for 2 weeks from now. We got Bob's show, so that's gonna be That's gonna be dope, man. Doing the podcast, doing the vending from the show. Definitely the first time I've done that. This is my first time vending, period. And so that'll be interesting. Definitely a lot to learn about and to grow with in that space. But these next 2 weeks gonna be crazy, just getting prepared for that show. And I imagine the following week after that gonna be crazy too, just to kind of catch up from stuff that I missed out on doing while I was gone.
Yeah, because that show prep, man, it's right. The wifey must be on sis must be on the comments tonight, huh? Because she moving through. I know that ain't you moving through all them.
Oh no, you know that ain't me. Big shout out to my lovely wife, the car.
they moving tonight. I'm like, okay, all right. But no, that show prep, man. Show prep is crazy, bro. It is man, it's been the last 2 years we've been doing shows, and the prep form is crazy. Just not feeding your animals. That probably might be the best part of it, because I try not to feed mine like 10 days before, because I don't want no poop and stuff while I'm traveling. But that also saves me a week of meals to stack up on. But it's just the whole prepping and, man, labeling all the tubs and making sure it's crazy. Looking on Morph Market to see if it's stuff you ain't got listed, what the price of it is going at, so you could list it on the shows. And man, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot, and it's a lot of work and energy. And then to come home and then have to spend the day putting everything back, and then try to catch up on everything you missed on the weekend. It's bro, yeah, that show prep stuff it's no joke. So I'm happy for y'all though to be doing it though. I'm excited for y'all, man. All y'all first one in, you, Justin, Unc, but Jason before, hasn't he? Has he never been?
This Jason first time been it too. So
Okay.
it's our first rodeo for all four of us. So we definitely gonna be learning some stuff on the fly.
Yeah.
Like I say, man, I got a good bit of show prep still to do, like the pricing and stuff. I still got to do that. I got some animals priced, but I still want to take another gander at Morph Market, see where price is at for specific stuff. And even when I go to the actual show, I'll probably take a walk around and kind of see where people got stuff priced at for the show, just to make sure I'm aligned like with pricing at the show itself.
Right.
Yeah, man, got quite a bit of stuff I still need to get done. It's just part of it.
Yeah, it's a part of the grind, man. It's ain't nothing to it but to do it though, so it's all good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
big
all it
facts.
is.
Big facts. But yeah, man, definitely looking forward to that. Real quick, while we talking about some of that stuff, do got a few things I want to promo. First and foremost, we're gonna start with the Double Clutch Patreon. If you're not in the Patreon, what you waiting on? Join the Patreon today, man. Super dope. We dropping videos in the Patreon, obviously having the Zoom calls in the Patreon, discounts on merch, discounts on snakes. It's just a plethora, a myriad of benefits. So definitely go check it out, see what you like, and feel free to hit either one of us, man. Either one of us up if you got some questions. Also, one of the perks of being in the Patreon is you get an additional discount on top of this, but this discount applies to everybody. If you use promo code DC Squad 60, so DC Squad 60, you can get 60 days free of Husbandry Pro. Just use this 60 days free. This applies to new users and inactive users. And by inactive, I think it's like 6 months, or more. So if you fit in one of those buckets, definitely use this promo code DC Squad 60. Tap in with Husbandry Pro. We here at the show, man, definitely happy to be proud partners of Husbandry Pro. So definitely go tap in with that. Speaking of Bob's show, man, 2 weeks from now, February 15th and 16th, it's going down in Atlanta, Georgia. So make sure at the Southeast Reptile Expo, like we was talking earlier, be podcasting from there, be vending from there, vending with the homies, me, Jason from Ancestral Royal Pythons, Justin from Armless Angels, the homie Unc from Wetter Morphs. We're gonna have a end cap there, vending. Also gonna be podcasting, man. And then also the homie Ro and the homie Brian from Rose Reptiles and Healing Hatchery, respectively. They're gonna be podcasting with your boy too. So definitely tap in for that. But like I said, 2 weeks from now, February 15th and 16th, going down in Atlanta, Georgia.
I just saw Anton's gonna be there too. I didn't know he was gonna be there.
Yeah. Talk about high desert.
Yeah. So he may as well bring that red stripe GHI combo you made and sell it to me. I won't be there, but just send it to me.
Yeah, I got like 150 on it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'll throw in another 25, 30, and he should be able to send it to us for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh
you know
yeah.
Oh yeah. That's how the bros do.
Showing love. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So man, tonight's topic, uncomfortable truths. This ought to be a good conversation.
Yeah, man. You know what? I'm excited about it for one, before we even dive in. But uncomfortable truths is necessary in life, and you know what I'm saying, in order to progress in life and be successful, you gotta have them uncomfortable truths. Gotta be able to, adjust and take in criticism and or be able to give it. Like, people even have a hard time giving it sometimes, but in order to progress in life, I think uncomfortable truths must be stated and must be talked about. And I'm excited to get into the few that we broke down. Trust me, guys, there's plenty of them in the hobby that we could have went on and talked about, but we just selected a few, and then whatever y'all got to say in the chat, we definitely gonna talk about as well. She is for sale, not on sale. He's oh man,
she is for sale, not on sale. That's what's
up. But yeah, man. So yeah, I'm excited about the conversation we're about to dive into, man. How you feeling about it?
Yeah, man. Same way. Definitely conversations that need to be had, and it's a part of life. Like you were saying, people don't necessarily always want to hear some of those uncomfortable truths. For whatever reason, man. Like, I think a lot of people kind of shy away from these types of topics. But again, like we always say, man, this is what we here to do. So definitely ready to dive into this.
Yeah, for sure. And if y'all got anything in the chat, drop it in there so that way we can come back to it as well, and talk about those uncomfortable truths too, if y'all got anything. So you want to start this off, or how we starting this off?
I can let you kick it off. Takar, can you start comments that you see that we need to come back to and talk about later? But yeah, you can kick it off, boss.
Okay, so shoot, let's kick it off then with the first part of uncomfortable truth about, even with the ball python industry, especially the ball python or any reptile industry, any industry, period, is the whole glitz and glamour of I'm about to be rich quick. And I think that a lot of people getting into this hobby, especially if you came in during COVID, were starstruck at the things that they were seeing, starstruck at the amounts of money that people was making, and got into this thing thinking that it was going to be glitz and glam. And it is, I don't think people really talk about how hard it is to do what it is we do when it comes to taking care of it. I understand they're easy. They can sit in this box, whatever, and they cool, content with all of that. But that the work and the effort that it takes into keeping animals healthy in order for them to produce, keeping them at the right weight and feeding them in order for them to produce, pairing up the right parents in order to make something good, rat cleaning, all that. People don't talk about that kind of stuff. And so you're stuck with this when you see the guy driving, a nice car, this, that, and the third. And I'll say, Canova's name, because I like Justin. But shoot, he posted some cars up the other day, and I'm like, golly, like, I know there's some cats that's looking at these cars like, oh, that could be me. And five, let me go ahead and buy one triple visual and a triple het or whatever. And that's about to be me in 2 years. That's just not how it works, man. That ain't how it works. There's a grind that he's put into it that I think a lot of people overlook. You know what I'm saying? There's a grind that you got to put into this thing, because shoot, the first 6, 7, 8 years, you pretty much just grinding. There ain't really no money made in it, but to take care of itself before you start really, getting it, making a lot of money in it. But I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah. Piggybacking off your example, like, Justin been in the game for 20 years, so he been grinding for a good little minute. It's not overnight type thing. And I do believe, especially like around COVID, when I got in, there was a lot of hype. You know what I mean? I feel like that's got better partly because it's so many podcasts out there, is more and more people like putting in content. So it's more voices, right? And so different people with different voices giving different perspectives. And so people now have a lot more to pull from in terms of learning the ins and outs of the game. I do feel like it was a bunch of people kind of got in it, felt like it was a get rich quick type of thing. And then when that reality smacked them in the face, then it's a whole different story, man, because this is a daily grind. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean because you're doing the same thing. This is a daily grind as far as like the cleaning of the animals, just the pairing, like the breeding itself. That's a job in and of itself. Whether it's the physical aspect of getting your pairings done, checking on your girls, making sure your girls, like whether you palpate, whether you ultrasound, like all that stuff that go into it, then all that is work. Then you add on rodents. That's a whole nother ball game right there.
Yeah.
And that's day in, day out, day in, day out. So it's a lot of work that go into that as well. And then once you start adding on, so that's all the stuff to get you two babies. And I'm sure I left some stuff out, but you know what I mean? You get the picture.
Right.
Once the babies hatch, then you got to market your animals. You got to sell your animals. So that's a whole grind in and of itself. Doing shows, like I'm learning this like firsthand now, and I ain't even stepped foot in the venue yet, but it's a ton of work. Just leading up to the show. I'm sure it'll get a little bit easier for me because I have more of a process. But still, it's still gonna be work. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no getting around that. So that needs to be appreciated, like all the work that goes into it. And then once you start adding stuff like podcasts or whatever you're doing on social media, like that's a whole nother grind in and of itself. So it's not a overnight type thing. And it's not just sit back and I'm gonna just make all this money, because that's just not realistic for most people. Granted, you can kind of buy up in terms of projects that's gonna give you like a ROI. Like really, people said all the time, it's either gonna be time or money. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can buy up and get into some real high-end projects and really kind of be producing while some of those high-end projects still retain some of their value. But still, you can't skip the work part. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe you can pay somebody to do the work, but that's an added cost or whatever. But the work has to get done.
Right. Because even with that, even with buying up into a project, like say, I mean, shoot, if this was 2020 and Sunset, 2018, 1920, Sunset starting to take off with it, whatnot, right? Even if I had the 100,000 to go ahead and buy me 3 or 4 Sunsets, work that project in 2 years, and I'm making Sunsets. If I'm not marketing like Leviathan with they Sunsets, then you know what I'm saying? Then I'm not going to be the guy looked at as producing Sunsets. And still, even if you buy up in a project, you still got to put in so much work to market what it is. Because I remember coming in 2019 and 2020. And the lie that was going around was that snakes sell themselves. Like, I know everybody had a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And people was just buying stuff left and right. But that's not they don't sell themselves. I don't care what nobody says. Like, you have to market them. You have to put them on Morph Market. You got to put them on Instagram.
They might have. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. They might have sold themselves then. During that COVID time, which was a different time. That was an anomaly, but you did have people talk about it as if that was like the regular.
As if that was the norm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not. Like, if you're not marketing, if you're not, you know, all that comes with, okay, shoot. All right. Well, if I'm marketing, then I got to get a better camera. If my picture quality is poor, or if I'm you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is I got to do, all that stuff takes work, man. And it's not just a snake selling itself, because it just don't. It don't translate like that. You could buy triple visuals all you want to, and then put them together. If nobody knows who you are and you're not out there networking and all that kind of stuff, and you're not doing all that stuff on the front end that you stated that takes to breed the animals, whether it be rats and all that other kind of stuff, then you know you won't be making that money back. But
100%. So Mac put a good question up there. I don't. So basically, he said, what percentage of people that got in during COVID do we think have gotten out? Like, what's our opinion on that? I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, it seems like a lot. I don't know. Like maybe 40, 50%. I don't know.
Man,
It's a lot of people. I don't know exactly
I would
how
say
many,
higher.
but a good bit.
Yeah, I would say higher than that, bro. Only because, I mean, what's the average regular business? You know what I'm saying? What failure rate? You know what I'm saying? It's got to be close to 40, 50% for a regular business like a sneaker business or whatever, something that people actually need. You know what I'm saying? We're working in a space where people don't really need a pet like a snake or a ball python. And so I feel like that percentage in our hobby is even higher than that 40 to 50%. I think from the COVID time, I think most of those people, a lot of them are out. Like a lot of them are out.
If you had
You
to
know?
put a number on it, what would you say?
Oh man, I say easily like 65, 70%. I feel like I really feel like the cream of the like over this year and because we seen a whole bunch of people dropping out last year. And this year, and we seen some like on their way to drop out, and then they caught like a little resurgence or got help from something or did this or that, and so they kind of stuck around. And then, but it's like I think that we'll see a lot more drop off this year. But I really think when it's all said and done, from that COVID span of 2020 to 2022, 23, 70% of those people will not be in this hobby three years from now. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it.
Yeah, it's definitely a good pit of people that then dropped out. Like I said, it's hard for me to put an exact percentage on it, but I wouldn't imagine that it's not a significant number. Just from the people that I know that was in when I got in, that's not in now. Like there's people local to me. Like even the person that sold me my first snake, he's not in no more. Some of the people I met locally, they either not in no more or just kind of sort of in just a little bit, not really. Just kind of just riding, you know what I mean? And so it's people like that. Definitely people that were kind of on the industry side of things, because like neither one of those people that I just mentioned was really on the industry side of things, but then people on the actual industry side of things that were well known, a lot of those people are out as well. So it's definitely been a lot of people that's gotten out for various reasons. Big shout out to Leviathan. Double Clutch is one of my favorite reptile podcasts in the game. Got to show some love. Big shout out to Leviathan, man. Appreciate Steven and Courtney. Definitely looking forward to seeing y'all in a couple weeks. Big shout outs.
Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all those are the kind of cats that they motivate the hobby from a distance. I don't even know if they really grasp yet, like the how do I say it? Like the influence they have on like the hobby. You know what I mean? From coming in and getting into a project and really marketing that project to the way you do videos, to your cameras, to all the, you know what I'm saying, all the stuff that they do. I don't even think they really, I don't think they've grasped yet how much of it influence they've had on the community, which is a great thing. Because I feel like it's caused everybody to step their game up when it comes to podcasting, when it comes to, I mean, they don't really even do podcasts, but it's just, shoot, you can watch Steven on his video for that 10 to 12-minute video, and you just be mesmerized on how clean and cut the video looks. And he be like staring in one way like this, and the camera be picking him up over here. I be like, God, dog, man, how many? This dude got to have at least 6 cameras up in there right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, dude. But nah, they the stuff that they do though, it's on point. So I definitely appreciate them for sure. For sure.
Yeah, for sure. What were you saying before that?
Oh no, we was just saying about 70 to 75%. I think Mission Morphs
70 to 75% bought wrong to begin with. Yeah, I can raise my hand for that. I know I bought wrong like getting into it, but fortunately I started learning early on and then quickly retooled the collection.
Yeah, and
I agree 100%.
That's part of that uncomfortable truth that some people don't want to hear, that like, dude, you did buy wrong coming in. You bought a whole bunch of 50 proven breeder females from somebody who was, you know what I'm saying, and they all Mojave yellow belly, or you know what I'm saying, or banana or whatever, you know what I'm saying, in 2022 or 21, and started trying to breed too fast or started trying to get too many clutches too fast. But all that is a part, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people did buy wrong. A lot of people came in and just they you know, was out there buying anything and everything, and it didn't match up. So
100%, 100%. Anything else you want to say on that topic?
nah, man, we good. We good. Let's go to the next one.
All right, what's the next one?
Oh man. So so another uncomfortable truth that I got about this hobby and that I feel like is like the clout chasing of people that are in this hobby. And this is from a bunch of different angles, like just dudes that just be out there. There's a lot of dudes that are people, I'll just say, that be out there clout chasing, but then it's like some that you'll have a platform and they'll ride you on your platform until they get to where they need to be. Like I've seen so many friends that was like this in this hobby become like this. It's like, it's ridiculous. I don't understand how it happens. I don't understand why it happens, but I just feel like I've watched a lot of people hop on somebody's coattail, let them take them to the top, be on their show every week, this, that, and the third. And then all of a sudden you get some limelight. And then, you know what I'm saying, the dudes that helped you get to where you at, all of a sudden they ain't, I ain't gonna curse, but they ain't, you know what, they ain't dog doodle. You know what I'm saying?
I do the cussing for both of us, bro. I got you. But yeah, I seen that same kind of dynamic, bro. Like people who, how do I want to say this, man? Because I definitely want to maintain at least a modicum of professionalism when I say this. But it's like people who absolutely positively hardly anybody knew who people were. They link up with somebody, that person put them on. They say, I got you, dog. I'll help put you on. And then you all of a sudden you start eating. People know who you are, this, that, and the third, and it's all good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then another opportunity comes your way from people who probably weren't even paying you no attention in the first place, probably would have chomped you. But now all of a sudden, somehow, some way, you was able to link up with XYZ. And then all of a sudden, now you're turning your back on the person that put you on in the first place. Yeah. All behind clout chasing, bro. Like, yeah, that's just crazy to me, bro. And you see it all the time, man. Like you see so many people just clout chasing. Maybe they think it's gonna help them sell a snake. Maybe it's gonna maybe they think they look cool all of a sudden. I don't even know what it is, man. It's just and I'm sure it's like that in other areas too. It's not just the reptile industry, but the reptile industry is like where I see it the most. And I've seen some of the most egregious examples of it in the reptile industry. Just straight up clout chasing, just it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it is, man. It's wild that the things that people do and link up and I've watched. It's crazy because I've watched people talk. They'll talk about somebody, and then the next thing you know, they linked up with that person, or they vending with that person, or they sponsoring that person, or they, you know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, dang, didn't you just tell me like 3 weeks ago, like you can't stand this person, all because now you want some publicity or you want to get on their platform? Like to me, it's crazy. To me, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and then it's just like what Antoine just said on that comment that Sis put up about people want to see you do good, but just not better than them. Like that's a real uncomfortable truth in this industry. I mean, in life itself, but in this industry that we've planted ourselves in, because it is a lot of people that will, as long as you buy. The one person I've heard it say the most was or who I heard it from first was Levance, and saying, you know what I'm saying, it was good while I was buying a whole bunch of stuff from this, that, you know what I'm saying, this, that. But the minute I started producing stuff, you know what I'm saying, now it's, oh, well, he doing this and he crooked, he this, that, and other, because of the stuff I'm producing now is up on the same tier as what it is you doing. Like that happens a whole lot in this hobby, man. And I don't understand why, because it's enough room for everybody to eat out there. But yeah, it happens for sure.
Yeah, I want to highlight something John said real quick. So he said that's what he respect about Herp Collectors Network and Whiskey Bomb Network. We preach that a rising tide lifts all boats. And Yeah, man, I
Yeah.
agree with that 100%. Like it's so much out here for all of us to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can all eat, we can all grow together. And growing together makes the movement just that much more powerful, that much stronger. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to do it by myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like what the hell fun is that, man? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like what if it was one rapper? You know what I'm saying? That would suck. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause either you like that rapper or you don't like that rapper. And just because it's one rapper, now you all of a sudden you can't listen to rap because
Yeah.
it's just one rapper and you don't like that one rapper. It's tangible benefits to having diverse voices, diverse faces, to having diverse perspectives, to
Mhm.
all that diverse experience, like all that kind of stuff. So why not want everybody to succeed? Because at the end of the day, like the way I see it, and we talked about this a little bit this past Thursday with me, Jason, Winston, and Barry on the show this past Thursday. So if you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. But we was talking about ball python pyramid scheme or not. And so as part of that conversation, we kind of got to talking about like the foundational structure of the ball python industry and how from the outside looking in, especially like we don't understand all the nuance that goes with it, you can view the pyramid structure and kind of to the layman, to the uninitiated, if you will,
Mhm.
you can view it as, oh, this is just a pyramid, but it's not really that because it's all other sorts of nuance that's going into it that by definition makes it not a pyramid scheme. You just got to understand the market, understand the business. But there is a pyramid, right? And we talk specifically about that foundational level of the quote unquote pyramid. And we also talk specifically about if that foundational level grows, then it just helps everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so in order to grow that foundational level, we need all kind of people. We need all kind of troops. We need all kind of folks in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Getting the word out there. You know what I'm saying? Like we need this person, that person, this person, that person, talking about that species and so on and so forth. Because the more voices, then in theory, the more people you can reach. Everybody not going to resonate with me. Everybody not going to resonate with you. Everybody not going to resonate with insert whatever person here. But there might be somebody out there that's not known or who haven't started or who haven't gotten out on their journey that some people might resonate with. And then if you kind of like striking them down and you're trying to like cause all this division and then you got all this like clout chasing going on where everybody's trying to squad up just because they feel like they can benefit from some clout that rubs off on them. You got forces that's causing you to not be able to expand that foundational that foundation of the pyramid, which helps the whole industry grow. I guess like bottom line up front, just like John said, man, a rising tide helps all boats.
Yeah, and that's true, bro. And it's like the one thing, and I appreciate him saying, calling out Herp Collectors Network and Whiskey Bomb Network as well, because they last night? Yeah, last night on Hair Down. I wasn't on the screen, but I was watching or something, and I said something on there, and I said because Kurt had on his double clutch sweater from
Big shout out to
Irresistible.
Kurt.
Yeah. So Kurt had
Irresistible
on,
pythons.
yeah, he had on his double clutch sweater, right? And so I had typed that in, and then Keys pulled up the comment. He was like, "Oh, hold on," and went back to Kurt and put Kurt on the big screen and had him showing off his sweater and all that. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get that everywhere. Like everybody ain't that genuine. And you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dudes with podcasts who could have been like, you know what I'm saying, ignored the comment that I said completely, and let alone not put Kurt up on the front and then, you know what I'm saying, display somebody else's podcast while he's on his podcast. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about them dudes. So Keys, Wiz, and KG, them is, you know what I'm saying, them, they brothers. So I'm always ride for them. But it's man, I just don't get. I see what you're saying as far as, you know, that pyramid. If everybody lifts up, then we all lift up. And now I don't, you know, a lot of people don't see it that way. You know, a lot of people just want to win by themselves, and they think that, you know, being up there on the island by themselves is where it's you know, where it's nice at. So, you know.
What do you think drives that, like that type of mentality?
Oh, fear and insecurity.
Yeah, I would agree 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Fear and insecurity, man. Anytime you get scared, you know what I'm saying, of somebody else coming into your lane or somebody coming into, you know what I'm saying, and or you feel threatened by somebody, that's just fear and insecurity. I've never, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel threatened by, I didn't play the, you know, college sports or in semi-pro sports across the line from dudes that's still in the NFL right now, 300-pound. I've never felt scared and insecure because somebody's about to try to take me out. You know what I'm saying? I welcome the challenge because it's only going to make you better and it's going to make me better. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how
100%.
you only get better if you around better. You know what I'm saying? And so
100%.
that's how I look at it, man. That's how I look at it.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, exactly what Wiz said. What you scared of? You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't,
Exactly.
you know, shouldn't be scared of nothing. You should be. The only thing we should all be doing is, you know, finding ways to help each other out and in a right way, though, not helping each other out like we said before. As far as let me see what I can get up out of you, and then as soon as I get what I need from you, then bam, I'm off to the next dude to jump on and see what I can get from them. And you know what I'm saying? But it's you know, it's out there though. It's
Clout chasing is a hell of a drug. I think it's the moral of the story.
Yeah. For sure.
Like you said, man, like I've seen some crazy stuff behind clout chasing, like people ending friendships, people just trying to do stuff to hinder one person from being successful, like just crazy, nasty, childish, just lame stuff, man. Like weirdo type activity. Weirdo type activity.
Wait, can we address that comment right now that
the main squeeze put?
Yeah, that he just put on there, which is crazy to me that we even have to say like what it was, because that's probably that was probably one of the comments we was going, or things we was going to get into anyway. But just the being guilty by association. I swear I don't understand why in the industry where it's you know, it's predominantly ran by men, you know, and there are thank God for the ladies to level everything out, but it is predominantly ran by men. And I've never met a group of dudes that, and ladies don't take this the wrong way, but act like just like, I ain't gonna even say females, because women, real women don't act like that. This is say kids, to where if you don't like Mike, but I'm cool with Mike, you don't like me too. Like I've never like, we're not in a gang. Like if you want to be a gang member, let's go to the streets and we can be gang members. You know what I'm saying? And we really want to, like, this ain't the street. So being guilty by association is a crazy thing that somebody just, you know what I'm saying? You don't know me, you haven't built a relationship with me or anything like that. But all of us, just because I got a relationship with somebody else, you know what I'm saying? You automatically, oh, well, that dude is that, you know what I'm saying? Or it goes the other way to where it's like, because I don't like Mike, then my homies can't like Mike either. You know what I'm saying? And they can't represent Mike, or they can't go on Mike Shaw. They can't, you know what I'm saying? It feels like they can't bend with Mike, stuff like that, bro. I don't get that. I don't get that at all.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that for sure. Like me personally, like it's people in this industry, and so spoiler alert, it's people in this industry that I personally don't like don't like them, don't fuck with them. We can be professional, you know what I'm saying? Like we can be professional because I'm about my money first. And so I'm always gonna be when it comes to business, I gotta be about the business, you know what I'm saying, and maintaining professionalism, all that good stuff. But that don't change the fact that I'm human.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's people who have done things to me, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't go out looking for smoke, but it's people who have done things to me. And so now I don't fuck with that person. But have I ever told anybody, to your knowledge, not to mess with people? I don't tell them. Like you make your own decision. Now, granted, it's people who have said, you know what I'm saying, like, since you not messing with them, I'm not messing with them. That's, I can't control that, you know what I mean? But as far as trying to dictate what another grown man does or another grown woman does, ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in control of myself, you know what I'm saying? So I can't control those other things. So why even like try to do that? To me, that just don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even like Wiz coming, like, it's cool. If you like, you know what I'm saying? if Mike likes, if me and Wiz is beefing and I don't like Wiz, I'm not about to, Mike, you can't mess with Wiz. What kind of nonsense is that, bro? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I even be your boy if I'm gonna put you in that situation to where you gotta not hang out with another dude that you mess? You know what I'm saying? Like,
But you already cool with, right?
yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy talk, man. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Me and Darren don't get along. Darren too little to hang out with me. You know what I'm saying? Nah, Darren, my dude. Let me stop before he keep my Cypress I got being shipped out to him. That I gotta, you know what I'm saying? He gonna hold my stuff hostage.
He gonna walk under your fence and come
right,
get
you. Hey, that's my dude right there, though, man. You know, so it's crazy. It's crazy work, though, man. It's, you know, but these truths got to be talked about, man. They got to be talked about. Shoot, man.
Man, that's my dog too, man. I always enjoy talking with Darren. Hey, we're gonna take a real quick commercial break. Then we're gonna be right back.
After
these messages.
Experience the epitome of elegance and excellence with Reagan Renee Rural Pythons. Working projects like DG Krypton and DG Clout, you can place your bets on quality and let Reagan Renee be your winning hand. Expect innovation and unmatched customer service with every interaction. Elevate your collection with the finest quality ball pythons. Visit them on Instagram and Morph Market. Discover the extraordinary at Reagan Renee Rural Pythons.
Step into a world where dreams take shape with Ozzy, a true leader in the reptile industry. Known for unparalleled customer service and a dedication to excellence, Ozzy sets the standard. His cutting-edge projects continue to inspire and push the boundaries of what's possible. Submerge yourself in a future full of possibilities. Join the journey, embrace the innovation, and above all, keep dreaming.
Big shout out to Ozzy. Big shout out to the homie Charlie from Reagan Renee Royal Pythons. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate the support, man. Always.
See, Ozzy done hopped into that paint clown game. I see you.
I see that. I see. He done got him a nice little pick up there.
Yeah, I see you, Ozzy. Don't have me beating on your doorstep next week, man. Don't have me beating down the door trying to see what you. I know he gonna put it to something. See. Okay, but this is okay. Now this will lead into the next one because Ozzy don't do it, but this will lead into the next one.
Okay, let's go.
Because this Ozzy gonna get that. I can't imagine what he gonna do. I think in 3 years he'll have a super orange dream, yellow belly, cypress, paint clown. That's just Ozzy. He gonna do that. But how do you feel with the uncomfortable truth as far as like people dead in projects? With like the overproduction, and I say Ozzy don't do that. Ozzy, for one, Ozzy keep his prices at if you want Ozzy's animals, they're gonna be at Ozzy's prices, so you know he ain't overproducing nothing. But how you feel about that as far as, you know what I'm saying, like that part of the hobby, with people dead in projects as far as just overproducing the project?
I feel like a lot of what drives that is everybody kind of chasing the same thing, and so it kind of by default leads to a lot of overproduction. Because if you look on Morph Market, there's like you can search like certain projects, right? Like certain kind of genes together and stuff like that, and you're gonna see a lot of it, right? Because everyone kind of shooting for similar stuff, for the same stuff, and I can't really speak to like why they do that. I don't know, but I do notice that a lot of people tend to work like some of the same projects, and I'm not going to even take myself totally out that boat. Like it's some kind of quote unquote staple combos that I'm working stuff that's in that project. Maybe it hadn't been taken to this route, but you can make the argument that it's in that project. And so I think a big part of it is the lack of creativity. Because some people, that's only what they shoot for. You know what I mean? I think with so many people shooting for like or similar animals, then that leads to overproduction in their respective project, right? And so everyone kind of shooting for it. Everyone, I got this pair and I got that pair. Let's just call, just so we ain't gotta call out any specific project. Let's just call it the Pac-Man project, right? So
Mhm.
everybody see the Pac-Man project and they're like, oh snap, I gotta work the Pac-Man project, bro. I gotta work the Pac-Man project. Then everybody and their mama gotta go work the Pac-Man project. And now all of a sudden everybody's starting to produce the Pac-Man project at the same time, and everybody's starting to post the Pac-Man project at the same time. Then all of a sudden you look around, nobody Pac-Man shit moving. You know what I'm saying? You got this one dude ride around town with a backseat full of Pac-Man ball pythons waiting for the price to go.
Right.
So he could put a Pac-Man ball python on somebody's tab.
Yeah.
And then so like the prices start going down. So I think that's a big part of it too. I also was talking with somebody the other day, and they was like, this dude, big shout out to him, man, but he always be putting me up on like old school type stuff in terms of like how things were like back in the day. And so like I really appreciate that, because that gives me a lot of like insight in terms of like how things were. But like he was talking about how people intentionally crash people projects just because they got beef. And so like that's a whole dynamic in and of itself. I think that's different than what we was just talking about, like the day trading the Pac-Man ball pythons. But that's another factor in it too. It's weird. It's kind of hard, right? Because where do you draw the line? You know what I'm saying? Because people, you want to sell the snakes, you want to get the snake out your collection because you need room for other things. And so like, where do you draw the line if everybody got what you got, but you want to move yours? A lot of times people last resort is price, right? And so they go to the price. That's why going back, kind of rewinding back to what we was talking about, is other things you can do to make it to where your last resort doesn't necessarily have to be price. You know what I'm saying? Branding yourself, putting yourself out there, making connections, networking, letting people know what you got coming, this, that, and the third. There's other ways, there's other avenues to where price doesn't have to be necessarily the first thing that has to happen. Like, I just got to drop my price.
Right.
That will help some, but then also back to what I was saying, as far as like diversity in projects, different people working different stuff would probably help. It would kind of like spread out some of the it'll spread out the love, you know what I mean? Like everybody not necessarily producing the same thing at the same time just because everybody chasing the Pac-Man. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, mine pretty much aligned with yours. I do think that well, for one, I never heard the whole purposely tanking somebody else's project, which I guess people, I mean, could do, as far as, you know, breeding something that somebody else got and then just selling it at a low price because they don't like somebody, which I think is crazy.
Right, because you're hurting yourself too. You're hurting yourself too, but hey, man, people petty.
Hey, man, I think that's, but what was it like? You know what I'm saying? That fear and insecurity and make a man do some childish things, you know?
Man.
So you know, that one is crazy to me. But like the reality of it is that I feel like people ought to understand when they come into this hobby is that, you know, even with, you know, we just got a new president. He is not about to come into the ball python space and say, hey, the max of your collection or production is 100 clutches a year. That's the max anybody could do. That's never going to happen. Congress ain't passing that. It's not coming down through the state. None of that's happening. So I think what we have to understand and know is that if you're in a project, you work that project, but you have to, again, that lines up with that stuff we talked about earlier about the reality of what the expectations is as far as what it is you're going to get back out of this project. And I think a lot of people that have gotten out and will end up getting out even more in the future is that they have this expectation of this project that they're working, and they're thinking that, hey, I mean, shoot, take example, the VPI Exantic Clown was a year ago. That's a $60,000 snake. It's nowhere near that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So people have it, people are working it, and the prices will start to come down, and that realistic expectation, because now if you're just now getting into that project, bro, you're not producing the triple visual for 4 to 5 years from now. So just know that that's going to be, you know, a $3,000 to $4,000 snake, if that, you know. So it's I think that it all lines up with the expectation of what we think is supposed to happen, because people are going to breed. You cannot tell people what not to breed. You cannot tell people how many clutches they can have and how many clutches they cannot have, because if they keep making incubators, they're gonna keep making clutches, and that's the bottom, that's the bottom line. As long as they can get an incubator, and shoot, now you don't even need an incubator. You just insulate a whole bedroom the way you want to, put a fan in there and the space heater, hey, and you got an 89-degree bedroom insulated, and that's a whole incubator right there. So as long as we could do that, so I think we just got to understand and know, like, when we coming into a project, and know that truth is like, hey, this project at any given moment, though I bought in it and the male was $6,000-7,000, that same male might be $1,000-1,500 in 2 years. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think that's the bottom line truth, like 100%, is that projects are going to decrease in value. You know what I mean? Like, going back to what'd you say, VPI, Xanthic Clown?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you get into VPI, Xanthic Clown right now, just to make a VPI, Xanthic Clown, if you're just doing it for just as a hobby, some cool stuff you want to do, that's different. But if you like approaching it from a business perspective, in terms of like building out your collection and progressing your business, and you do have a profit mindset as far as like you want to do this as a business. And so naturally, if you're doing it as a business, you want to see some profit. There's no reason to dance around that. If you buying animals just to produce like a straight up VPI Xanthic Clown, that's the lowest hanging fruit in that project. Everybody doing that. Everybody has, so many people have done that. Like, you should be thinking like years and years down the road about like all these other things you can work in. Like, I say this all the time, but do not sleep on the codoms in these multi-recessive projects. Like, you got to be thinking years and years ahead and shooting for that kind of stuff, and positioning your collection in such a way that you can reduce your odds of hitting some of that stuff, right? Like, why take the 1 in 128 when you could take the 1 in 64, or the 1 in 32, 1 in 16, 1 in 8, 1 in 4, 1 in 2? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's kind of how you got to be thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. You gotta have what's that, that future mindset of you looking down the path, and not everybody else is just yours and what it is that you try to make. Because at the end of the day, I know it's a cliche, people will make what you want, but I like looking at the stuff that I've made. And granted, the list that I sent y'all today was a bunch of double head stuff and triple head stuff that had to do with paint, because I had a paint male last year and I ran into a bunch of stuff. But if I didn't like looking at that head stuff, even though right now I know it ain't the finished product, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, oh, shoot, this market about to crack. Let me go ahead and get up out this project. This market about to go crazy in this project, and it's about to go down. Let me go ahead and get rid of this stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this, I think we just got to understand and know, getting into a project, you are not selling an animal. You're never going to sell that animal that you bought for the price you bought it at.
100%.
So, add the codoms to there for sure.
So, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, that GHI combo double head girl. Did you have on that list?
Yeah.
I need a dog. I need her.
She was the only female with the GHI in that clutch too. I was like, oh my God. All the rest of them was males. I couldn't believe how many males I hit in that clutch. It was disgusting.
You ready to move to the next one?
Yeah, what you got? Because I think I didn't exaggerate in my list that I wanted to touch on.
Okay, I think the only thing that we didn't hit on is a very uncomfortable truth for a lot of people. It sucks. It's a part of the game. Unfortunately, like, I wish this wasn't the case, but it's just part of the game. And I think Will said it best. And so I'm gonna at least paraphrase what he said. When dealing with this many animals, and really even when dealing with a small number of animals, but when you're working with livestock, at some point you're gonna have dead stock.
Ooh.
It's just part of it. It's just part of it.
Yeah.
If that become the norm in your collection, if that become the norm in everything you got, then it's probably like a bigger issue. You might want to look into that.
Yeah.
But every animal does not make it, unfortunately.
I don't know if I had told you, I sold an animal to one of the local kids here. That's a part of the 4-H club here, and it was a banana Mojave hypo, and she was in love with that snake. She had it for 6 months. Her mama kept sending me pictures of it every month and stuff. I'm like, it was one of them customers, and he'd be like, "Golly, how many pictures you gonna send me of this snake?" Like, I'm glad y'all love it though. You know what I'm saying? But bro, she fed it, and what was it like? This might have been like 3 weeks ago, because she's had it for about 6 months, but 4 to 6 months, but she fed it, and she said 2 days later she walked in and it was turned upside down. She don't know what happened. She get her feeders from the same place that she been getting them from the whole time, and I
she feeds live or she feeds
frozen?
live or she feeds frozen?
Yeah, she
You
feeds
said
frozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
somebody else post too. And I'm not trying to like knock frozen thought. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I did see somebody just recently post that they fed their snake a frozen feeder, and the same thing happened to them. And I'm not trying to talk about frozen thought, so y'all don't come at me. I don't need nobody in my DMs.
Yeah.
But I'm just
Some
saying that's
YouTuber about to be on you in a second.
That's what I saw.
Oh man, no, it's you know, stuff happens. It's crazy. I mean, I've experienced it twice now in the hobby of since 2019, and one was an adult female I got in from a reputable breeder, and that thing died on me it died on day 59. It just opened up the tub and she was in there dead. And then the one that got egg bound on me. But when you're dealing with livestock, then you're gonna get some deaths. I ain't heard it like that, but that one that's true. You know what I'm saying? And it's a part of it, and that's that. You know, just like that little girl, she had expectations of that thing. You know, and you should have expectations of your animals living and thriving and all that. But there's always a possibility of something happening. But if it does happen more than it should, then yeah, you got a problem going on.
Yeah. Like if that's the norm, like every day you walk in, something turned over.
Yeah.
You got some issues you gotta address. But especially like with hatchlings and stuff like that, like I told y'all about that one clutch I had where it was mostly just all DG combos, and 2 of them didn't make it out the egg, and so that was crazy. Like they came out the egg, but they didn't make it because they hadn't absorbed all their yolk, and I don't know what's up with that. They didn't make it. Both of them was DG combos, and they was probably like hit everything I needed them to be hit too, because all the ones I got tested from Charlie, all the ones I got shed tested from Charlie, I came back 6 for 6. So there was probably hit for everything too.
Man.
But they didn't make it, unfortunately. They was probably female too, but
yeah, probably everything you needed to.
Probably. But it's just part of it. Like I hate it. Like I really hate it, don't like it, but it's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I shoot. When that white lace when she died, I thought about I was gonna, you know how they do the little thing in the jar or whatever with the alcohol stuff they put in there, the solution where they like keep the dead animal in the jar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. But the wife wasn't having it, but I was definitely gonna try to do that.
Oh yeah, you can do that yourself too. It's pretty easy. Yeah, I looked into it one time. In fact, real quick story. The other day, a lady called me. She found my number on the internet.
Yeah.
She called me and she was like, "Hey, what's up? I work with pet stores locally to get their animals that don't make it, and I was wondering if I could do that with you. And like I would buy your animals that don't make it." And so I talked to her for a little while. She sent me some pictures of the stuff she do, and she do good work.
Yeah.
The only thing she said, I just got 50 from the pet store. I was like, 50? That's a lot. Like, how often you pick them up? She was like, every month. I was like, 50? Good Lord. What's going on over there? But aside from that, though, it was a good conversation. And that wasn't her fault. She's just picking up what they got. But yeah, it's people that do it for profit.
Well, I ain't going to that pet store because they got something going on up in there. 50 animals that at one time. That's a lot.
That's a
That-
lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. But no, okay. So where's the wet specimen? Okay, so well, all I need is alcohol, then I'll try it out. If some, well, God forbid, don't nothing happen to none of my animals. I don't need none of that. But if a hatchling don't come out of an egg, then that's one thing.
Yeah.
Then I'll go ahead and try it because I definitely want to try it. I think it'll be a cool thing to just just to have on display at either even the tables when I do that, or just just to have in the room. For it, but yeah, man, it happens, man, and it's unfortunate, but it's life. We're dealing with life. We're not dealing with collectibles,
Right.
dealing with arts and crafts. As
Yeah,
much
we're
as
not dealing with inanimate objects. We're dealing with living art.
yeah. So, but yeah, and somebody said, I wonder if they didn't thought of the rat out all the way, and that could be the case. That's granted, I do feed live except for my big snakes, like my boa. Or the boa, the retic, and the berm, they eat frozen thawed. And those big rats, that's retired breeder rats, those big old I think one was like one of the ones I fed the berm the other day was 600 grams or something like that. But she's granted, she's huge. But I just let them thaw all day because I'm not taking no chances of having no frozen mouse or rat going to my animal and kill it. So I'll just usually set my stuff out and let it thaw all day. I'll even put it in the incubator because that stays at 89, 90 degrees and let it thaw out in there and stay, keep it at that temperature like a hot day. And then, and go ahead and then heat the head up and then feed it off. So
Pause.
Hey, I bet Weir's probably gonna say pause all in the comments or something, Oh man. Oh
yeah. So you got anything else, bro?
Nah, man. I think I think it's good. We had this conversation. I think people need to have these conversations, especially with those of us that's breeders, and you got people coming into the game. Give them some have those conversations with people, man. I feel like it's best to be upfront with people so that way they know what they're getting into. People are only resentful when they expect something and they don't get what they expect.
100%. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Transparent with folks.
Yeah. And that's in, what I'm saying, in the animals, or if you're the type of person that's just trying to chase some clout, be upfront with me and just say, hey, I'm really trying to kick it with you right now just so I can get some pub. But after this is over with, just know I got about 3 months and then I'm moving on to the next. At least, hey, I respect that. I respect that. I won't be resentful about that. At least you told me up front that you probably ain't gonna never chill with me to begin with, but it is what it is.
And rent a friend head ass.
Yeah. Oh man.
Jump to the next lily pad.
Right. That it's crazy. But I just, be upfront with people, man, and let people know when they get into this hobby, the things that you wanted to know when you got in. You know what I'm saying? And didn't nobody tell you and just sold you that dream that you was gonna be the next dude driving a Lamborghini. And here you are 5 years later, just trying to be able to afford rat food. You know what I'm saying? You trying to sell snakes off just to afford the next rat bill. So, you know what I mean? So be, you know what I'm saying? Just be real. It takes some time to grind in on this thing and, but stick at it. Cause I mean, everybody in this group that's in this chat right now is people that's on the grind. You know what I'm saying?
100%, man. 100%. Yeah, I agree, bro. Transparency is key. Like that's very important to really like set the rules of engagement so people have an expectation, right? And so they can plan things accordingly. It's one thing if they operate under like one kind of thought process and then things get switched up on them, then of course they're going to be surprised, right? So I do feel like as more tenured folks, more experienced folks, that responsibility does lie with the people who've been around to be open and transparent. And I see a lot of it too. And so that makes me really happy. And then at the same time, be teachable as well. Like when people trying to tell you, hey, I don't think you should do that, at least give it some thought. You know what I mean? Just at least just be teachable, be somebody that's receptive to getting feedback, stuff like that. That would all help. And then the clout chasing, man, I agree with you 100%. That shit is lame.
Yeah.
Super lame. Stop doing it. I don't know what you think you're gonna get from it. Like, do you get a clout check from clout chasing? Like what exactly do you get? Do you get like 4 more likes on your IG post because you've been clout chasing? Like, what exactly do you get? Like, what do you get that's worth you compromising yourself as a human being, compromising how you would have otherwise acted because you acted this way behind chasing some clout? Stop chasing clout. That shit is lame, bitch. Like, stop it. Like, stop it. But that's just how I feel, bro. That's just me, man. Just
y'all notice I had to dip off to the side and get out the camera frame. And he threw that word out so hard I had to dodge that. I had to dodge it. Oh shoot. Oh man. Oh God.
A big shout out to everybody who showed up, man. This has been a lot of fun, man. I love just kicking it. I love it, man. So big shout out to y'all, man. Big shout out to you, Matt. Big shout out to Car. Love you. Appreciate you holding us down. But that's gonna be it, man. For Double Clutch on Mike, that's the homie Matt. The lovely lady behind the scenes is the Car, and I'm sure we got Kendra around somewhere.
She around there.
Big shout out
hop
to
on
her.
Hop on the Wiz show tonight.
Big facts. Hop on Whiskey Bomb Network, Wiz Constrictors channel, Sophisticated Ignorance. You already know how it's gonna go down, man. You're gonna be cracking your side laughing. So definitely make sure you tap in, go check that out. And then tomorrow, Sunday, Weekend Warriors Part 2. Lots of shows coming on tomorrow. Everyday Keepers, Breeding for the Future, Show Me Your Rat. A lot of stuff going on, man. Be sure to tap in. If you don't know what's going on, if you don't know what show is on one specific day, all you got to do is go to Irresistible Python's IG, and she either got it on her page or she got it on her store, but she got the information you need. Big shout out to Nikki. Big shout out to Kurt, man. Big shout out to everybody. But that's going to do it for tonight, man. We out.
Sir. Peace.
Sir. Peace.
With Mike and Mac, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch where passion meets. From the start to the top, you can't be beat. Double clutch, with Mike and Mac. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. With Mike and Mac, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch where passion meets. From the start to the top, we can't be beat. Double clutch, with Mike and Mac. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Always on track. With Mike and Mac, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch, where passion meets. From the start to the top, we can't be beat. Double clutch, with Mike and Mac. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Always on track. Always on track. With Mike and Mac, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch where passion meets. From the start to the top, we can't be beat. Double clutch, with Mike and Mac. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. With Mike and Mac, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch, where passion meets. From the start to the top, we can't be beat. Double clutch, with Mike and Mac. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch, with Mike and Mac. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Always on track.